Hello, everybody. Welcome in. This is my new YouTube channel, and I want to talk to you all about in the reference of retiring. Nobody never told me the emotions that I will be going through when I retired 25 years from my job. Nobody never told me how I will be feeling. So, once again, welcome in. I'm gonna be authentic and as raw as well as transparent that I most possibly can be. Um, First of all, my name is Sabrina, and everybody call me Brina. So just call me Brina. Now, I retired from my job at the age of 56. A lot of people say, well, that's pretty young. And to me, that is young. And at the same time, it is old. Because I came from a background where we started working, um, doing summer jobs at the age of 12 years old. But that's another story. I want to talk to you guys about when I retired from my job of 25 years at the age of 56. And nobody never told me what I'll be feeling, the emotions that will be running through me, the apprehension of what I was feeling, guys. Nobody never told me. But then at the same time, I never asked nobody. You know, I retired from my job at 56 years old. And I, when I realized that it was time for me to go after 25 years, is that I was super excited, y'all. I was excited about retiring from my job. I didn't even worry about the age. I'm like, I'm about to go home and do something else in life. But that's going to be later on down the road. Is that as I continue going through the months, but first of all, it started like in the years. Started in the years. I started at 20, then I started making sure, seeing just what my finances looked like and everything like that. And then as I started going from the years to the months and it started getting closer, guys, I got scared. I started feeling fearful. I started feeling anxiety. And when I say I got scared and started feeling anxiety, I started feeling like, good Lord, what I'm going to do now? Keep in mind, I said earlier, that we was raised up in a family that we started working at the age of 12 years old. I'm currently in my 60s now, however. And we didn't know anything else, or rather, I did not know anything else but work, 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 work. Work, sleep, eat, then repeat again. So as the months was going on and I felt like I don't know what to do with my life if I retire from the job, after giving this job 25 years of my sweat, my thoughts, my being, my missing out on some of my children growth. And I was super scared. I was like, Lord, what do I do next? I got to the point whereas that I started looking for another job. I'm like, I gotta have somewhere else to go to when I leave this job. And definitely I wanted to leave that job because it became no longer fun anymore. At least the last 3 years that I was there at that job, it no longer became fun. So I started looking for another job. I also started like thinking, okay, I have met some wonderful people on this job, and I'm thinking like, I'm gonna miss them. I'm not gonna be able to conversate with them. I'm not gonna be able to talk to them or anything like that. Because believe it or not now, sometimes you might have work friends and that's sometimes what they are, work friends, that when you retire, you lose that communication connection. You do. I felt that apprehension. I felt like that when I'm home, there's not going to be anything for me to do at home. Nothing like that. But keep in mind, I'm a worker. I'm a worker. I felt that apprehension. So I knew I had to find something else to replace the job that I'm leaving. To fulfill that I felt there was a void. It's like I'm being divorced from my job, and that I wanted it, but I did not want it. So nobody never told me that you'd be going through a whole lot of fear, a whole lot of anxiety, a whole lot of questioning and doubting yourself. Is this the right thing to do at this time? At the age of 56. And especially during the time when they're talking about Social Security and everything of that nature. I haven't even reached that age yet to even give it some real serious thought. I didn't even reach that age during that time. And guys, my thing is this right here, y'all, is that I know some of you all might be going through that apprehension, that anxiety, that fear of saying, what do I do next? What else can I do? What can I do to fill the void or the hours that I've given to this job that I'm leaving? What can I do next? And I'm going to tell you what I did. And it has been exciting. It has been emotional. It has sometimes set me back to thinking, once again, did I do the right thing? So once I got to that final deadline date of actually leaving my job, I had already talked myself in. Brina, you doing the best thing right now. Girl, stop worrying about it right here, right now. Why are you worrying about leaving a job that you have given 25 years of? Why are you worried about what you're going to do? Girl, do you not know that throughout the whole time that you was working this 25 years, giving it 25 years, that you also was doing other things also? So when I reached that 25 years on the dot, I left with excitement, with readiness to go into my next chapter of seeing what the other side of being retired in my mid-50s was going to look like. And I have to say, I'm enjoying myself right now. What I started doing after 6, I'm not going to say that I plunged into other jobs and everything. I plunged into what I wanted to do. There's a difference in my eyes of having a need to work and wanting to work. I started creating other things to do, guys. I became a DoorDash driver, a Uber Eats driver, dropping off packages for another company, doing customer service at home, also sitting with the elderly. And even though those were jobs and it supplemented the income, it was something that I wanted to do. I also put myself in a place where that even though I was doing these jobs of something of a want, is that I also stated that I could always walk away from it if I wanted to. And I always chose the job that I left a window of not feeling that apprehension anymore, or what can I do with the rest of my hours in a day, to excitement is I'm finna go to the next chapter, y'all. Y'all finna go to the next chapter. And I love creating my own schedule. So I'm going to say this again, and you're probably going to hear me say it throughout the whole video, is that you're going to be okay. At least I am okay in the reference to knowing that I'm always going to fill those voids. I'm always going to be able to meet new people. I'm always going to be able to create more friends, different friends. And as a matter of fact, some of my coworkers that I have worked along with 15, 10, 5 years, we still keep in contact. We still talk to each other. And those are some of the things that I did have apprehension about. I was worried about nothing, y'all. Worried really about nothing. Having all these emotions that nobody never told me about, literally for nothing. So as I'm already creating my next chapter, my next journey, documenting in my journal book, which is YouTube, is that I'm going to the next chapter of doing other things. You don't necessarily have to sit home if you're not a homebody. I'm not a homebody by any means. I don't like to sit home. I like to be out among nature. I like to be, around other people. And so that's what I did. When I was going out there, dropping off someone food on DoorDash, dropping off somebody food on Uber Eats, dropping out packages that people had placed orders on, talking to customer service at work at home. I was doing those things and still being fulfilled and enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. So, like I said, I was worried about nothing at retiring at age 56. So, guys, you're not alone. Don't sit at home if you don't want to sit at home. Don't do it. When I said that during my first time of being fearful and everything of that nature, and I used to see people that was in their 60s and 70s still working the job that I was working, and I'm like, why are they here? And me not knowing their story is this right here, is that sometimes I did, in a sense, kind of understood. They didn't have nothing to do. They did not have nothing to do. I, which is my story, created things to do when I retired, that as I walk around and I talk to some of my friends now, they always like to laugh with me and say, you still working? I'm like, but I'm doing the things that I want to do. Not that I need to do it, but I want to do. I love sitting with the elderly. Those are the most fun, loving elderly people. And wisdom, yes. I love doing DoorDash and Uber Eats because I love driving. I love dropping out packages. I always found jobs or hobbies that I knew that I would be able to enjoy. But at the same time, I wanted to be around my schedule. Also, guys, and I should have said this early, if you like this content, please subscribe down below. Hit that little button down there and subscribe. This is basically my first time, and I am opening up to you all and letting you know that I was afraid to retire, but it was time for me to go. And I had doubts. I had apprehension. I had fearfulness. And if it's time for you all to go, then yes, take that leap of faith. Know that when you have closed one chapter in that book, you're able to open up another chapter, another clean slate, another clean page, and start writing your next chapter. And it can be what you want to do. So guys, I say this right here. Do not be fearful. You are not alone. Do not be afraid. You're not alone. Do not have apprehension when you have did your 20-some years or whenever you're ready to retire, however many years it is. Know that, hey, I knew it was time to go. I knew it was time to go for me. I am giving you guys my life experience of what I went through when I retired. Everybody got a different story. Everybody got a different situation. Everybody have a different shoe size. So I said all sizes. Even though some of them say one size fit all, not necessarily. One size might fit most. One size might not don't fit none. I say this right here. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your chapters that comes along. Walk through that other door that you've opened. And know that you're not alone. Guys, please comment below and tell me what you guys' journey is. Tell me what you all's story is in the reference to retiring. In your mid-50s or earlier than that. Tell me what y'all think about this content. Guys, it's been amazing sitting here and telling you guys a small little portion of my retirement. And I hope to see you guys another day. Once again, just call me Brina. I'll see y'all again. Bye.